Eagles for the 101st meeting between the Giants and the Eagles. Good afternoon. I'm Pat Summerall with John Madden. Every game is a must game when you're in the situation that exists now in the NFC East. It's a must game for the Giants, and it's a must game for the Eagles. Head coach Marion Campbell of Philadelphia is very much aware of that and has some very vivid memories about the first meeting between these two.
Well, the thing that he remembers is Phil Simms having his best day ever and going deep. He said the thing we have to do on defense is we have to stop that deep pass. We can't let Simms do that again. He said now on offense, he said we need pass protection. Of course, you always need pass protection, but his quarterback, Ron Jaworski, has a broken rib, and that rib is on the left side. So overall, he can't take a lot of hits today. Now, specifically, the guy that they have to stop is Lawrence Taylor. That's the flak jacket that Jaworski's going to wear today to protect against Lawrence Taylor. And, of course, he's coming from that left side or back side, so they have to get him blocked.
And Bill Parcells of the Giants says we do have a chance to be pretty good. We have playoff chances. What do you think he thinks he has to do to beat the Eagles today?
Well, of course, he remembers that last game, and he said our running game isn't really going too well right now, so we'd like to do it the same way that we did it last time with the passing game. He said, but we do need improvement in one area, and that's special teams. He said our special teams haven't really been playing winning football. As a matter of fact, their punt coverage team has given up 25 points.
And they're just about set to kick it off as Ali Haji Sheikh will put the foot to it, and Evan Cooper goes back deep for Philadelphia. He's the man in the middle. Number 21, Major Everett, is back there on the other side with him. Cooper has it bounced by him and out of the end zone, and the Eagles will start to operate from their own 20-yard line. The opening lineups then will be Ron Jaworski wearing that flak jacket that John Madden mentioned. Quarterback Wilbert Montgomery and Hubie Oliver, the runners. Kenny Jackson, the rookie, and Mike Quick, the dangerous one, the wide receivers. Up front, it's Spagnola at tight end, Dean Moraldi, Steve Kenny, Mark Dennard, Ron Baker, and Leonard Mitchell at right tackle. The Giants play a three-man front, and we'll check their defense in just a minute. 1st and 10 from the 20. The two backs are Montgomery and Oliver. They go with two tight ends, Vito Cabb and John Spagnola. Montgomery to the left in the direction of Taylor, and Montgomery has an Eagle first down and more, 15 yards. Pete Shaw and Terry Kennard bring him down. The Eagles, like the Giants, have had trouble running the football. The Giants up front. There will be three, Martin, Burt, and Marshall. The linebackers, Banks, the rookie, Reasons, the rookie, Harry Carson, the veteran, and the great Lawrence Taylor. Secondary, Haynes and Williams on the corners, and Shaw and Kennard, the safety men. 1st and 10 from just inside the Eagle 35. Opening series. Ron Jaworski and the Eagles getting better every week. Montgomery again. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Flag is down. Reasons made the hit that brought him to the AstroTurf. Eagles like the call.
You know, it's an interesting thing here that the Eagles start off with two tight ends. That's one of the ways to handle Lawrence Taylor.
On the nose guard. 1st down.
Jim Burt, he must have grabbed the guard trying to get out, huh?
Those poor old nose guards, you know, they get in there, they get blocked by centers, guards, guys in motion coming in, and they just grab some guy in there. They don't know if it's a ball carrier or center or whatever, and someone's right there to throw a flag on it.
When you have someone as dangerous as the Eagles, Mike Quick, you really have to give him some respect, and as the Giants do on defense, Lawrence Taylor. Kenny Jackson has replaced that dual tight end situation now. Pitch back to Montgomery, and Montgomery roars, still on his feet. Montgomery close to midfield. Pete Shaw finally made the tackle. As Marion Campbell said yesterday, Wilbert, for the last couple of weeks, is starting to look like Wilbert again.
Well, you know, he had a slow start, and that's one thing that they would like to do is have a big running day from a Wilbert Montgomery, because that'll keep the Giants off the field. And they remembered, you know, as we said earlier, how Phil Simms threw against them. And by running, controlling the ball, then Simms isn't going to have those opportunities or all those shots at your defense.
2nd and 1 at the 49. Jaworski outside quickly. Spagnola enough for a first down. Kennard made the stop. Spagnola had surgery on his neck, and there was, I think, a very serious doubt, John, as to whether he'd ever play again.
Right, John Spagnola had a neck fusion, and Marion Campbell said that he came right back, and then he asked him to come in early to training camp. He came in, and he just jumped right in there and started hitting, and has never flinched once.
I believe that's Hubie Oliver, who's down and in the injured Eagle at the moment. 0-0 score. The injured Eagle was not Oliver, it was Wilbert Montgomery, and he's up and off. I think the collision he had with Lawrence Taylor might have numbed his shoulder a little bit. He was picking up Lawrence on a blitz. Now he looks okay.
Yeah, it was that pass to John Spagnola. Lawrence Taylor was blitzing, and he was Wilbert Montgomery's responsibility. They had a real collision.
Michael Williams has taken his place. He is now the deep back in the eye. This is Oliver. Oliver to about the Giant 43. Harry Carson made the stop. Couple of other scores. Green Bay 7, Seattle nothing. That's the first quarter. 79-yard pass from Lynn Dickey to James Losman. And St. Louis has broken on top of the Redskins. Pass from Lomax to Green. They can get it done.
That is a combination, isn't it?
2nd and 5. Line of scrimmage, the Giant 44. No score yet. Second meeting of this year between these two teams. The Giants won the first one 28-27. Quick is in motion. Oliver. Oliver very near another Eagle first down. Taylor tripped him up.
Hubie Oliver was saying, geez, I finally got to get that ball there. You know, he's usually the blocker in there for Wilbert Montgomery, and he's a big, strong guy, and he's one of the best blocking backs in the league. I think what happens is usually most teams expect Oliver to be a blocker. They're keying the other running back, and when he gets the ball, no one says, hey, he's supposed to be blocking.
3rd and 1. Wilbert Montgomery has a bruised shoulder and should be back. He is back. Oliver flanked to the right side. Montgomery the deep back. Pitch back to Wilbert. Cut down and nothing doing. Carl Banks, the rookie first-round draft choice, cut Montgomery down in the backfield. Let's look at that again.
I'll tell you, that's what he had to do. You'll see penetration from the right-hand side of the screen. You see Banks, he takes the inside on Hubie Oliver. Hubie Oliver was trying to get position on him. Banks just knifed to the inside and got into the backfield and got Montgomery before he could get the line of scrimmage.
And give an assist to Haynes, too. He made a good force from the outside. Horan is the Eagle punter. Phil McConkey back deep for the Giants.
You're always happy to say a guy's a good blocker, and then boom, the linebacker jumps inside of him, he misses a block, and you throw the back for a loss.
Offense
never failed. But again, give an assist to Mark Haynes. The Eagles don't particularly care about this penalty. It's delay of the game.
In fact, they probably wanted it. They were just outside the 40, too long for a field goal. This changes the angle for the punter, and he may be in a better chance to get it out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. That's what he's going for.
Left-footed toward the sideline and out of bounds somewhere in the neighborhood of the 10-yard line. Well, they keep coming out about the 16 or 17 where the Giants will take over. No score yet. Eagles nothing, Giants nothing in the rematch between two longtime rivals. Giants nothing, Eagles nothing. The offensive backs and receivers for the Giants. Phil Simms, on a hot streak at quarterback. Butch Woolfolk and Rob Carpenter, the runners. Ernest Gray and Bobby Johnson, the wide receivers. Up front, Zeke Moat, the tight end, and the big, bulky offensive line, Roberts, Hard, Belcher, Benson, and Nelson. They've done a good job protecting that man, Phil Simms. Simms to Woolfolk. A yard. Joel Williams on the tackle. The Eagles, like the Giants, play a three-man front. Harrison, Clark, and Greg Brown are the three up front. The linebackers, Reggie Wilkes, Jerry Robinson, Griggs, and Joel Williams, who just made the tackle. And in the secondary, Elbert Fowles, Edwards, Ellis, and Hopkins. And those last two are two of the best safeties in football. 2nd and 8. Simms to Woolfolk. From behind by Clark.
You know, the last time that these two teams met in the first game of the season, the Giants went to work on Bernard Wilson, who was normally a safety, and he was out there playing corner. Now Elbert Fowles, number 29, is playing that right corner, and I would bet that they go to work on him today, just like they did Wilson the last time.
Eagles going now with 5 defensive backs. Operating from the shotgun. Simms has time, has a receiver, has a first down. Tony Galbraith out of the backfield. Evan Cooper.
We'll see Galbraith here. He's in the backfield out of the shotgun. He comes out of the backfield. Now he's just going to come right in here, right there to the outside, catches the pass just enough for the first down. You know, Bill Parcells was telling us last night that usually he puts Galbraith in as a back on the passing, as he just did then, but he said he's going to use him more as a halfback today.
First down, Giants. 29. The handoff is to Carpenter, and Carpenter barrels straight ahead outside the Giant 35 to about the 37 before he's cut down by Wes Hopkins.
Well, that's what they have to get. Remember the year that the Giants had a big year when they were in the playoffs? He had a big day. I mean, he had a big year. Rob Carpenter did. In fact, he had a big day against this Eagle team in a playoff game.
Sure did. That's William Roberts. Giant first-round draft choice who's down. Right ankle is obviously the problem. 0-0. Giants against the Eagles in the first quarter with 8:06 left to play. Silver on the bench, problems with his ankle. 0-0 the score. Not sure exactly what happened to him, except I think one of his own players rolled over on his ankle.
It seems like we see that more and more, you know, where the guy gets injured and it's his own guy that hits him.
Brad Benson has moved out to left tackle. 2nd down. Woolfolk. Joel Williams on the stop. Not enough for a first down. Right now, let's go back to New York and an update with Brent Musburger.
Pat, the magnificent Walter Payton of the Chicago Bears. This is power right behind Matsui. Freezes the backer momentarily. Gets around the cornerback, and now the Bears lead at 7-0. Back to Pat.
Roberts still on the bench and still being looked at. He was up and walking around a minute ago. It's 0-0 here at Veterans Stadium. Pat Summerall with John Madden. And it's 3rd and 1 for the Giants at their own 38-yard line. Their third down efficiency for 1984 is 35.6. That's not bad. That's Marion Campbell, the Swamp Fox, the head coach of the Eagles. Former defensive tackle for the Eagles, and a good one. 3rd and short. That's Carpenter. He may have enough, but it's marginal at best. Jerry Robinson made the hit.
Hey, it looked like to me that he was stopped right on the line of scrimmage. That's going to be one of those spot deals where that official puts that ball. Because the Giants, you know, watch it now, going over here to the right side. Now watch, there's not a lot of movement there. In fact, there's a little penetration, and it looks like to me, just as he gets hit, that he got stopped. I don't think he made it. but he did make it.
They have moved the sticks, and they do rule. It's one of those right foot, left foots, like you said.
I know it was, but it looked like to me that when contact was made, that was about the end of it there.
Against the Eagles the first time out, the Giants really moved it. 518 yards they got. That was opening day. Here's Carpenter looking for some daylight, finding a little. Joel Williams hit him down. Checking a couple of other scores. Seattle has tied Green Bay at 7-7, first quarter still. And the Steelers over the Indianapolis Colts, 3-0. That's in the first quarter. Second down and 6 at the 43 here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Tony Galbraith in the backfield. There's Galbraith with the ball. Ray Ellis, the safety man, came up and made the stop. It'll be third down and about 4.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier that Bill Parcells said he wanted to do today is put Galbraith in, and not for Rob Carpenter, but for Butch Woolfolk. Then later we may see Joe Morris, who's also been a halfback, playing some fullback for Woolfolk.
Third down. Giants operating from their own 45. Phil Simms in the shotgun. Offensive lineman moved to right guard.
Offense, false start. Number 69.
That's David Jordan, who came in when Roberts came out. Now Jordan comes out. Roberts is back.
Well, of course, Brad Benson, who was the right guard, had to move to left tackle for Roberts, and then David Jordan, the rookie, had to go in. He jumped off sides. They said, get Benson back at guard, Roberts back at tackle. Let's get this thing off right.
This is back the way they started. A third down and long now. Simms almost picked off. Bobby Johnson, the intended receiver, was Herman Edwards or Wes Hopkins. I'm not sure which, who had a shot at picking it off. Let's see if it's 46 or 48.
Well, see, Edwards starts with him. He's playing man-to-man. He can bump him in that first 5. He had that little grab. He's the guy. He starts in there with him, but Hopkins was the safety who was waiting for him. That was kind of a double, an outside-inside.
Dave Jennings gets off a good kick. Evan Cooper up with a hand for the fair catch at the Eagles 15, and that's where they'll start to operate. No score yet with 5.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. We're at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. The Giants and the Eagles. Giants nothing, Eagles nothing. Special teams have killed the Giants this year so far.
You know, Bill Parcells said, especially punt coverage, look who he put on there. I said, well, how are you going to improve? He said, by putting better guys on punt coverage. And look who his first guy down is there. Lawrence Taylor is now on the Giants punt coverage team.
Hard to find a better guy.
That's a good start at getting better.
First down, Eagles, their own 15. Montgomery and Oliver behind Jaworski. Jaws going for quick. Almost intercepted by Terry Kennard. Good coverage by Mark Haynes. Yeah, that one read from the very beginning.
I tell you, this is one that Jaworski probably was just throwing away, because we see Haynes here has good coverage on him, and now we see Kennard is going to come into the picture right now, and he has the inside. They have him covered about as well as you can cover a guy deep. So that had to be a throwaway, or it was a bad decision to go there.
Or a predetermined decision. We just made up our mind we're going to go to quick.
And we're going to do it early and make you think about it all day.
Wasn't done, I guess, without a purpose. That's quick in motion. Handoff is to Oliver. Oliver maybe to the line of scrimmage before Gary Reason. Number 55 makes the tackle. There's an interesting story, too.
Well, it is. You know, Bill Parcells said that Reason's had such a great training camp. He wanted to start him in the regular season. He said his assistants thought they should go with Joe McLaughlin. Reason's had a little arm injury, and they didn't start him. And then they finally got him in there now, and he said he's a big play guy. You know, he can make big plays for your defense.
They got 4 linebackers capable of making big plays. Third third down and long. Tony Woodruff is the third wide receiver for the Eagles. Montgomery. Woolbert. No, Jackson. Kenny Jackson. 83 yards to Kenny Jackson. The rookie first-round draft choice.
Going for a first down. Look what they found.
They found a touchdown, and they found an extra point by McFadden. And the Eagles lead 7-0. This guy can fly.
They're all chasing him.
They're all losing ground.
He's flying.
The one, I thought it was Montgomery, but he was going so fast I couldn't pick up the number. It was Jackson. Madden to kick off. Joe Morris. Cut down at the 25.
That was Kenny Jackson's first touchdown in the NFL. We'll watch it here again. He was just running an in pattern. It's just to get the first down. Jaworski sees him, hits him right there. We see Perry Williams misses a tackle, and no one else gets close enough to get a hand, right there Courier did, on Jackson, but everyone else is looking at a lot of heels there.
83 yards it was, the longest touchdown of the year for Kenny Jackson and for the Eagles. They lead 7-0. Giants first down at their own 25. Lionel Manuel was the man in motion. Sims trying to get some of it back, and he will get some of it. Ernest Gray on the reception, a Giant first down. Sims has really been throwing the ball well.
And that was on Elbert Fowles, and that was on first down. Now, that's what they did the last game. I was surprised they started out running here. You see Fowles, he's playing off deep. Gray gets up, gets enough for the first down, makes a little out move, under control, and catches the ball. I should think that they should do that all day. You know, on first down, when they're anchored in there for the run, throw those outs in front of the corners who are playing deep.
At least you'll make them make some changes. Then you can go to work somewhere else. Here's Sims on first down to Galbraith. Fumble! Eagles have it, but I think they're going to say he was down. Galbraith was really tagged. The Eagles got the ball. Ken Clark made the hit that caused the ball to come loose.
I don't know that he was down. It looked like with contact, he may have run into his own guy, too. I don't know about that one. Let's watch it here. It's a draw play. It's going to be a trap. Now, he gets hit right there, and the ball starts out right with contact. I don't agree with that. To me, that's a fumble in any league. That ball started out when he was hit.
Any league, you're right. The contact caused that fumble. There's nothing else. Sims on 2nd and 11. Under pressure, Sims is down. Greg Brown. And Joel Williams met at the quarterback.
I'll tell you, watch Greg Brown. You know, he's always been a pass rusher on this team. He starts in an inside move against William Roberts. He just beats him to the inside. Comes right back up. Sims sees it and smartly puts the ball away. Joel Williams was the guy underneath. There's Greg Brown. He's starting now and playing the whole game. He used to be just the pass rusher for this Eagle defense.
That'll make it 3rd and 19. The Giants going backwards now on their own 27-yard line. Sims under fire again, and down he goes again. This is Dennis Harrison. Bigfoot on the rush.
That defense, I'll tell you, I think Dennis Harrison did the same thing on the other side that Greg Brown did. I think he came on an inside move right up there in Sims's face.
4th and 30. Jennings punts from his own 5. High, not a very good kick. Give it to Cooper takes it and is down at the Eagle 42. A 41-yard punt, no return. Jennings got the good bounce.
Let's watch that last pass rush again and see what happened. We're going to see Dennis Harrison. He's going to come from this side right here. He's coming right up the middle here on Sims. Now, on this, he's going to line up over the guard, and we see a cross there. He comes from the outside and right into to Sims. I tell you, he started his celebration a little early too, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Eagles ball at their own 43. First and 10. They lead 7-0 already. Trying to level their record at 4-4. Jackson. Jaworski just threw it high and hard. And while we have a second, let's check out the scoreboard and see what's going on. Seattle and Green Bay. The Packers have scored. Lofton again. This time 20 yards from Dickey. Packers lead 14-7. Miami 3, New England nothing. Cincinnati 3, Cleveland nothing. And Denver 3, Buffalo nothing. I could have said that just once. Second and 10. Oliver in motion. Montgomery the ball carrier. Wilbert swarmed on by the Giant defense led by Harry Carson and Jim Burt. Jim Burt's one of those guys that'll spend a lot of time in the locker room.
Yeah, he will. He's one of the first guys there, one of the last guys to leave. And you know, his first year in training camp, Pat, he was worried he was going to get waived. So Bill Parcells said, you know, he was coming to practice. He looked tired all the time for the last couple of weeks, and he had one of his coach check it out. Well, his roommate had been waived, so he said they're not going to get me. So he was sleeping underneath his bed in training camp for 2 weeks. So if they come here, they're not going to find me. They can't cut me.
That'll make you tired.
Hard to sleep under there when you're big and muscular.
Montgomery. Wilbur surges, and that surge got him a first down. Carl Banks made the stop.
You know, they've always said that Wilbert Montgomery could be the best receiver on this Eagle team. And they use him that way. You know, there we see him. He was just in the backfield. He just ran what we call a check through and then up the field. But the Eagles have been known to put him out as a wide receiver.
He took hits from 5 Giants, but he still got the first down.
I have flying Giants in there. Whoop.
First and 10 at the 45. Lone setback is Montgomery. And he gets the carry. Inside the Giant 40 before Banks makes the stop, number 58.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we saw the Eagles in the first game of the regular season, and this is a different Eagle team now. They really have improved. I mean, they're on offense, they're taking it to the defense. On defense, they have a better pass rush now. This isn't the same team that we saw start the season.
I remember you and I talking after the game was over, and we both agreed that that might be one of the worst teams in the league at that time, but that's not something that you could apply now, not by any means. That'll be the end of the first quarter then, with the Eagles leading 7-0. They have in the stadium in Philadelphia. Pat Summerall and John Madden. First play of the quarter number 2 coming up. The Eagles leading the Giants 7-0 on an 83-yard touchdown pass from Jaworski to Jackson. It's 2nd and 3. Montgomery. Yard shy of a first right now while we have the Giants and the Eagles. A win by the Eagles here and a Cardinals victory, and the Eagles would only be a game out of first place in the NFC East. As would the Giants, of course. Oliver to the 30. First down plus.
I'll tell you one thing about the Giant defense, they're gang tackling, but they're getting there a little too late. Watch Oliver. He's the first back here in the I formation. Gets the ball, just wedge blocking, finds the crease, runs through Harry Carson's tackle. Now watch, they get a bunch of white jerseys jumping on him, but it's too much too late. He's already got the first down. Carson missed the tackle right there at the line of scrimmage. Oliver did a nice job of finding that little crack in there. There wasn't much. There was only one deal. He found it. Whoop.
First down, Eagles. They're on the Giant 30 as Quick goes in motion, and Oliver gets the call again. Oliver down to about the 27, and a flag comes flying. Gary Reason's on the stop. By the way, the referee is Fred Silva, at whom you look. Holding against the Eagles.
Offense, number 64. Holding.
Dean Moraldi, the king of the donut shops, the holder.
I'll tell you, he's an interesting story. He used to weigh 257 pounds. Here he is right there, 64. You see his left hand there. The black glove is up behind the shoulder of the right defensive end, Leonard Marshall. That's what they call holding. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, doggone, you got to put your hand somewhere.
And you ought to wear white gloves.
That's what you should do. Against white jerseys, you should wear light gloves.
First down back at the 40. Jaworski swarmed on by Jim Burt. Leonard Marshall was the second man there. He must have had 3 peanut butter sandwiches today.
Yeah, in the off-season, he would come into the weight room and bring his peanut butter sandwiches and lift weights all morning, then eat his peanut butter sandwiches, and then lift weights in the afternoon. It did him some good. Here, watch here. He's just coming right there, right from the left-hand side of the screen. See, he breaks free. He sees it. He says, man, there's a quarterback with a broken rib and a flak jacket. Let me go there.
Don't forget about the grapes.
Yeah, the grapes. That's American.
That's an odd combination, isn't it?
Well, someone probably says you have to be healthy, eat fruit, so you eat some fruit with your peanut butter sandwiches.
But does it have to be grape? Jaworski trying to set up the screen, and does. It's Oliver, and Banks is all over it. Let's go back to New York once more for an NFL update. Here's Brent Musburger. Now it's the Eagles going backward. 3rd and 33. Ron Jaworski playing with that protective jacket on. It's not exactly a flak jacket. It's something that was molded for him. Not quite as bulky as a flak jacket.
Yeah, it was made by their trainer, Otho Davis. They made a cast, and they made it just for his body. It doesn't have the straps around the shoulders that the normal flak jacket has.
George Martin misses Jaworski, but he has a visit from some friends very quickly. Leonard Marshall and Jerome Sally.
And Casey Merrill was in there, too. He was the guy that Jaworski's taking a swing at the end. You see, they're getting a big push right here. Here comes Martin up the middle. He's the guy that makes Jaworski bring the ball down. Now watch, now Merrill's going to be the last guy. It looks like he's grabbing the flak jacket. Jaworski grabs that right hand and hits him in the elbow and says, hey, don't grab me there.
That's something we haven't seen. Merrill started from a linebacker position.
They move him around, and you know, he'll go right, left, up the middle, and that time he started in the linebacker deal.
Here's a good punt. Honky retreats to his 13-yard line. Eagle down quickly. McConkey does a good job. Get back to about the 27 as Rich Training is the man down to make the stop. So it'll be 1st and 10 Giants. 11 minutes, 23 seconds left to play in the first half with the Eagles leading 7-0.
Again, now Casey Merrill, usually a defensive lineman, he lines up here at linebacker. He's going to come in here. George Martin, the first guy there, comes on a cross, and that's the guy that Jaworski sees right here and puts the ball down. Watch Merrill. See him? He comes to linebacker. Here comes Martin underneath. Look, he breaks through right there. He's the first guy to get there. Merrill gets off the ground. He gets on him. Right there. Now, here's what Jaworski has. See, here's the flak jacket that was molded. It hooks here to the shoulder pad.
We come back to the live action with Rob Carpenter wheeling over the left side of the Eagle defense. Greg Brown made the stop.
That flak jacket must have worked on that play because Jaworski's smiling. And any time a quarterback smiles after a sack, that means that everything's working okay in his body and stuff. His equipment's working.
That is an encouraging sign. There's the other quarterback. He was just in conversation with Joe Pisarcik, the ex-Giant, 2nd and 6.
He was smiling, too.
Happy to see his friend alive, I guess. Here's the counterplay to Carpenter. Hit by Jerry Robinson and cut down after a gain of a couple. So it'll be third down and passing time for Phil Simms.
Yeah, well, the Giants are getting into too many of those passing times. I don't know why they aren't throwing more on first down and second down. Because we see now, here comes the Eagles, and they get in all their pass rushers and defensive back. First down, it's easy to throw against this defense, or it's a lot easier. I'm surprised they don't go that play pass on first down and throw against Albert Fowles out there.
Well, how about the first meeting between these two? They threw on first down just about every time.
Yeah, and they had over 400 yards in that game.
Shotgun time now as the Eagles are showing blitz. And then they back out of it. Still, they get a pretty good rush on Simms. The diving catch by Bobby Johnson. That's enough for the first down. Simms throwing with a lot of confidence these days.
I tell you, he did, and he watched Bobby Johnson come all the way across the middle. Now watch Johnson. He's going to start there on Herman Edwards. It's a zone. You see, Edwards just bumped him, let him go. Then Johnson comes up the field, works to the outside, and they hit him right in that hole in the zone.
Whoa,
pretty good pass protection here by the Giants. They got the thing. They got everything stopped. Simms was able to find a hole to step up in.
So it's first and 10. They're in Eagle territory now, just across midfield at the 49. Simms is going to throw on first down. He heard you, John. To Ernest Gray, and it's a catch. Complete. Another first down.
I'd do that all day because you can see how far, watch how far the corner is off of Gray. Now, they're going to try and get a linebacker out here to help, too, but watch how far out here. Heck, he's wide open there on first down. They could, I mean, that's the second time that they've done it. I feel they could do it all day.
Well, they had, as I said and you said, the great success. First meeting of the year up at Giant Stadium. Why not stay with it? Here's Simms on first down, going back to it. They got Carpenter, but this time they've got it covered very well. Ray Ellis is right there with him.
But again, I think that's the type of mixture that they have to get, and they are getting now, that throwing on first down, throwing on second down. Now later, you can come back with your first and second down run. Marion Campbell, he's remembering that too. He said, doggone it, that's what they did to us last time. I didn't think they were ever going to get started again this time.
Simms in that first game, 23 out of 34 touchdowns, all four of the Giants scores, and 409 yards. He gets to Carpenter. Carpenter bangs straight ahead. Reggie Wilkes was the first man in green to hit him. And it'll be third down. And throwing time again. Simms 5 out of 6 for 55 yards today.
I think one thing, Phil Simms has a lot of confidence in this new group of receivers, and Bobby Johnson, Byron Williams, Lionel Manuel, who we haven't seen yet today, but will get in there and will make a big play for him.
Well, they can all run. They've all got good speed. Simms drops back in the spread formation this time. Yes, Galbraith back there with him. He gives to Galbraith. And Galbraith. Enough for the first down. Dennis Harrison on the stop. They will move those sticks as Marion Campbell can't be too happy about the way the Giants are moving upfield now. His Eagles lead 7-0.
Here's where, you know, now they have the combination of the first down and being in good position for the pass. I think this is a great time to go for the end zone. You're 22 yards away from the goal line, and I think this is a good time to take a shot.
I just got a hunch you might be right. They've got the speed guys in there. There's the shot, and he almost had it. Bobby Johnson for an NFL update. Simms upset. For an NFL update, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York. The Giants took the shot at it. 7-0. The Eagles with the lead, but the Giants within range. Second down and 10. The Eagle 22. Confusion in the Eagle secondary. Simms. Out of bounds. Ernest Gray. Took a long time for the call, and now Sims goes down to complain, and now up goes the yellow flag.
Looking darn near hear what they're talking about.
You sure we want to?
You know, you don't see quarterbacks argue a lot. And that's kind of nice to see a quarterback run down there and protect his receivers. And now they're going to get everyone out. It'll probably be, it is against the Giants. I think they're going to call Sims for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Conduct, offense, number 11, 15 yards.
Is there a category for disrespectful language?
I guess so, but here's the thing he was arguing about. Now, he was out of bounds. It was a good call. You could see his left knee hit out of bounds, so it was a good call. From Sims's angle, he didn't like the call, so he ran up there. He must have said something that they didn't want to hear. You don't see that too much. First of all, you don't see a player argue with an official too much, and if they ever do say anything, you usually don't see that flag come out of there.
Dead ball foul, third down.
Dead ball foul. Bad language foul.
It means that Sims did it after the play. It wasn't during the play. He wasn't yelling simultaneously.
It's one of those 1 knee equals 2 feet deals.
I'll tell you one thing, that penalty did knock him out of field goal range.
And now they go on third down. Sims out of the spread formation, steps up. Oh, Lionel Manuel was the intended receiver. And that was some manual contact. That was a strong safety. That was Ray Ellis. Watch him. Manuel just misses that ball. Look where Ellis's shoulder and helmet are right in that area of the sternum. But, you know, going back to that 15-yard penalty, the Giants are going to punt now. That cost them a shot at a field goal. Of course, the way Haji Sheik is kicking field goals, that may not be too big a deal. Jennings gets the wild high snap, gets the punt away, and it's a good one. Now it hops into the end zone, and they'll bring it back to the 20. Jennings hung it high. It was a 38-yard punt, but after they bring it back to the 20, they only net 18 yards. So that was indeed a key penalty. Eagles 7-0.
Let's watch that play again in the penalty. Now, Sims is on a roll out here, so he is in position where he's pretty close to see it. He throws the ball, watches it. Now he's signaling touchdown here, but all it was is a completed pass. The guy said, no, it's incomplete. He comes running up. I watch the official here, 59, Bob Beeks. I think he penalized him because Sims hit him. Sims pushed him in the back with his left hand. I think that's what the whole thing was about, because the minute that he threw it, there goes the flag. He said, who hit me from behind? That's illegal. Chuck from behind above the waist on the official.
Illegal touching. First down, Eagles, as they get out of it. They lead 7-0. Quick. It was there. Haynes on the coverage, but it was there.
I'll tell you, if that's as good a pass as you can throw, that was against a zone defense. There was only one little hole in there, and Jaworski threw it right in that hole to Mike Quick. He just dropped it.
2nd and 10 for the Eagles from their own 20-yard line. Jaworski 4 out of 7 for 91 yards. 83 of those yards came on the touchdown pass to Jackson. 2nd and 10. Montgomery. Maybe 5. Carl Banks on the stop. And let's check once more on what's happening. Green Bay now 17. Seattle 7. Green Bay just signed a new place kicker. Miami 10. New England 3. Dolphins usually have a tough time up there. The Bears 14. Tampa Bay 3. 3-3. Cincinnati and Cleveland, that figures. Denver 10, Buffalo nothing. They're having a tough time in Buffalo. 3rd down and 5. Here comes that blitz on Jaworski. And again, it's D. Hardison and Casey Merrill.
You know, Merrill did the same thing that time, Pat. He ended up in a linebacker position. That was an interesting thing. Casey Merrill, look at Bert pick him up. Hey, watch your back. He starts as a right end. He starts moving to a stunt. You see, here he is, 71 right there, and now he's way over on the left side between the center guard gap, and he comes right up the middle untouched.
That's sort of something we haven't seen before, where you put a lineman in a linebacker position. He's a pass rusher, you know, and it's effective.
That's the second time it's been effective.
We'll see more of it around the league, I bet you. Horan is the kicker. Bill McConkey at his own 38. Little room he's got. And the dance got him about 3 yards. 47-yard punt, 5-yard return, so it nets 42. Rich Kranick is down to make the stop. 1st and 10 Giants. Their own.
Let's watch that pass rush again. Here's Casey Merrill. He starts as a defensive end. Then he'll start moving, and he ends up as a linebacker here, and he eventually comes and blitzes in this hole here. Now watch it. He's the end. Now he starts back. Now he's starting on a stunt. He said, oh, I'll just stay right here. Whack, hit that hole right there. Jaworski sees him, has to put the ball down. That is an interesting thing. You play right end to left linebacker.
And you rush the passer.
I like that stunt.
Johnson in motion. Carpenter the ball carrier. Stumbles, but still gets good yardage. Gets just past midfield, about 6 yards on the lunge by Carpenter. For whatever the reasons, Bill Parcells said yesterday, and I think this is probably a legitimate reason, the Giants haven't been able to run the ball. And he said, I think, honestly, we just spent too much time trying to learn to protect the passer.
Well, they had the new, Sims starting this year, and he wanted everything to go right there.
This is Tony Galbraith. Reggie Wilkes on the stop. He'll be about a yard shy, it would appear, of a first down.
One thing I've noticed about the Giants is their line splits are awfully tight. And I think you normally do that. You tighten up your offensive line splits for pass protection. But really, when you want to run, you have to widen those splits, which give you bigger gaps. And they seem to be awfully tight. There's not a lot of holes in that line to start with.
Sometimes, though, John, as you know, I'm sure that's hard to teach.
Right, you see how tight they are right there.
Carpenter over the top of the first down. Wes Hopkins, Reggie Wilkes. Butch Woolfolk is headed for the locker room to have his hand x-rayed. 3:44 left to play in the first half with the Eagles leading 7-0. It's just something, getting back to that subject about splits, that the offensive linemen naturally, when it comes time to pass block, they want to get closer together.
They want to, and then they stay in closer for the run. Now, you want to get closer for pass protection and for short yardage and goal line. So here's first down. You see they're awfully tight in there.
Sims back to throw. A lot of time. Pass deflected. Hit by Jerry Robinson. Intended for Lionel Manuel, number 86.
I think before it's over, this Lionel Manuel is really going to be something for this Giant team, because he not only has good speed, but he has good quickness. And the thing that I like about him is after he catches a ball, he is really a threat in the open field. I mean, he can run 50, 60, 70 yards.
And that quickness is so important, because the way the defensive backs are crowding it now, quickness is what it takes to get off the line of scrimmage. Second down. And Sims is back. And here's Carpenter. And Carpenter inside the Eagle 40. It'll be 3rd and long again. The Giants have thrown, by the way, 4 times out of the last 6 on first down. Dennis Harrison, who's had some problems with that left knee. In fact, we were in the Eagle locker room yesterday visiting. He had that knee undergoing some kind of treatment. I don't know what that thing he was using on it, but
I'd never seen what they just did there. They have the ice on it, but they took a water thing and sprayed something on the knee.
Here's Sims from the shotgun. Lionel Manuel. Elbert fouls on the coverage, but Manuel is down at the 1-yard line.
That's the thing that we were talking about. know, he has the speed to get open, and he has the quickness. We thought they would work on Elbert Fowles. Here we see him doing it, and with Manuel, Fowles is in pretty good shape, but Manuel right there, you see how he gets that separation? He just has too much speed. Now, after he makes that break on him, he makes a heck of a catch, too.
And a good throw by Sims.
He didn't even see it. He's going to have a hard time seeing it. What happened here, he said. Wait, there it is, there it is. Is it a touchdown? Yeah, it's a touchdown. Nope.
Whatever it is, it's celebration time. And the Giants have it first and goal at the Eagle 1.
No penalty.
And a 2-minute warning. 7-0 Eagles. Eagles over the Giants. First and goal for the Giants.
Let's see that touchdown again. Now, here's Manuel here. Here's Fowles covering him. He's just going to come up here, run a post pattern in the middle. Now, the thing that takes these safeties off is an out pattern here. They draw up. Now, Fowles has no help in the middle. Now, what? The outside guy is Manuel. Now, see the safety come up right there? Now, look at the hole it gives Manuel. He runs to that hole. His speed gets him a separation, and he gets a big catch. That's tough for a corner to have to cover speed like Manuel has with no inside help.
You almost got to have it. It's an impossible task. First and goal at the 1. Carpenter and Morris now are the running backs. It's Carpenter. Sims again signals touchdown, but nobody else did.
That's about the 4th time today that Sims has signaled touchdown, and the Giants have yet to score. Sims better watch out. That's the guy that gave him that penalty.
Ken Clark is the Eagle that really stifled things for Carpenter. He got close.
Sims is so pumped up now that he may just run a quarterback sneak. That wouldn't be, you know, when you get your guy and the quarterback's all fired up, you know, you want to give it to the fired up guy, give it to the quarterback.
Might as well let him lean in there. Carpenter over the top and in, and the Giants are on the scoreboard.
All running backs, when they make a big run or a score, they always go up and they start patting those offensive linemen on the back. They know that they need that. Now, what they want to do is get off the ball here, get the guys going backward, get them all down so Carpenter can leap over. And he has enough. See, they didn't have any jumper there on defense to meet him.
Surab Carpenter, who scored twice last week, adds another one. And Ali Haji Sheikh makes this a tie game at 7-7. All even at the vet. Giants 7, Eagles 7, 1:22 left to play in the first half. It's going to be tough and close, and it is. 7-7. The Giants scoring drive, they went 56 yards, took 8 plays. Carpenter and Haji Sheikh even things up. Evan Cooper at his own 3. Some hammering going on the special teams that time as Pete Shaw, number 44, is down to make the hit.
You know, that special teams is so important. It never gets a lot of play, but guys like Pete Shaw really can make a living in this league just being special teams. He's starting now and playing strong safety, but you know, when they run down on a kickoff like that, you can just see the, you know, the intensity they have. I mean, bodies flying, guys cracking, yelling, "Ah, you son of a gun."
People always say, John, is it tougher now than it used to be? I think that's the big difference.
That part of it is a lot tougher.
Special teams, really. Jaworski from the spread. Had Jackson, had the ball, lost it, so it's incomplete. 7-7 here. Let's go back for a scoring update to Brent Musburger in New York. We have an injured Eagle at 7-7. And I believe it's Jackson. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to him.
Well, of course, he's a receiver here, and we watch, he just drops the ball, but look at his right shoulder hitting the turf. You know, that's one thing about this artificial turf, that, you know, you get hit by players, but then you also get hit by the turf, and we're seeing more and more of these type of injuries.
7-7. Here goes Jackson, headed for the locker room.
That's a trainer, Otho Davis, taking him right in. The way he's holding that, it looks like he may be holding something back together, and they'll go in and get that x-rayed right now. But it was just his shoulder hitting the artificial turf.
Woodruff has taken his place. Here's Jaworski throwing for Montgomery and missed it. Lawrence Taylor and Terry Kennard on the coverage for the Giants. Marion Campbell.
You know, Marion Campbell was telling us yesterday that last week in the first half, Wilbert Montgomery got a concussion, and he said they looked at the film and no one hit him, but his head hit the artificial turf. I said, boy, am I glad we didn't play on that stuff.
He said that stuff will put you down.
That'll put you down, and he had Wilbert Montgomery go down last week, and this week he just lost Kenny Jackson.
So it's 3rd and 10. Quick. And believe me, that's the way to describe him. Lawrence Taylor came back to cut him down at midfield. 27-yard gain and an Eagle first down. They charged him with a first down when Jackson got hurt, so they only have 2 left now.
You know, all the things they say about good wide receivers, the good ones, once they catch the ball, they're not satisfied with it. Good protection here on the left side. They pick up that stunt. Jaworski can step up. Now watch Quick here. He's surrounded. He said, I'm not satisfied with that catch. I'm going to make some moves here. Put the ball way up in the air. Now get that thing up the field where it belongs. Put it away when he knows that he's getting hit by a whole bunch of guys.
Lawrence Taylor, looks like he might have stung his right wrist a little bit. His right hand. Coming up at halftime, don't forget, we'll bring you an update on what's happening around the NFL, scores and highlights with Brent and Irv. And Irv Cross has a feature on the knee-like new. Dr. Laney Johnson cooperated with Irv in putting that feature together. And that'll be on at halftime. And the knee, if you could make one like new, I'd like to go with Irv and find out where it was done.
Well, I think it wasn't Walter Payton's surgery, but it was the same type of surgery that Walter Payton had. It's just where they clean out the knee joint.
Done in East Lansing, I think.
Right. We were talking about, you know, things in special teams and hitting harder today. The other thing that has really improved today is that type of thing, the rehabilitation, the surgery, the medical part of the game.
Gosh, yeah. At midfield, the Eagles will operate out of the shotgun. Jaworski set to take the snap. And again, the Giants are in that stunning formation. Taylor blitzes 2. Hoover is the intended receiver. Pass is knocked away by Kenny Daniel and is incomplete.
Yeah, we had the same thing, that same pass rush that time. Let's see if we can see it here. Merrill starts here. Here he is. He started over here, moved to here. Now he'll stunt right here, and he hits Jaworski just as he throws the ball. But it's that same type of stunt. They cover the center, cover the guard. Now you see he gets right in that gap. Now they picked it up here, but watch him. He gets by the center, Dennard, and he comes right in Jaworski. Watch here. He's zeroed in on Jaworski. Just as he throws it, he got whacked by Merrill.
That's a pretty good defensive maneuver. They got the same people, but not the same maneuver. This is Montgomery. Wilbert will get out of bounds. Inside the Giant 40 at about the 37. Stop the clock with 43 seconds to play. Lawrence Taylor was in pursuit, 13 yards. Jaworski to Montgomery.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Marion Campbell was saying that his rookie place kicker, Paul McFadden, is 15 out of 17 this year. He said anything inside 50 yards we feel very comfortable with.
So he needs a few more.
He needs a few more. They need about 1 more first down. They have to get about the 30-yard line. That gives them a 47-yard field goal. So they need about 7-8 more yards.
The word on Kenny Jackson is that he has a separated shoulder and will not return. Jaworski starts quick in motion. I'd like to move him around a bit. Here comes that rush. Here's Jaworski quickly with Tony Woodruff. They get inside the 25-yard line, about the 24 of the Giants. Kenny Daniel, the defender, 14-yard gain, but now they're in range.
Well, in that situation, Kenny Daniel was playing way too much off. I mean, he was so far off that they could have caught anything in front. And as you say, that just gave him that field goal range.
Now, for McFadden, it would be 40 yards. And as not to repeat, but to say Marion Campbell has a lot of confidence, 50 or less. 38 seconds left to play still. They try to put the pressure on Jaworski. They do put the pressure on Jaworski. Mel Hoover was the intended receiver. Jaworski just didn't have time to get the ball there.
You know what I can't figure? I'm sure there's a reason for it. It must be an injury, but Mark Haynes isn't in there. I mean, that's why we're seeing Kenny Daniel out there covering on that left corner. And Haynes must be playing inside. He's not playing the corner position in that 5 or 6 defensive back.
Either that, or John, or he's following Mike Quick wherever he goes.
Well, that would be a possibility. That's what they used to do, you know, with Haynes. They would always put him on Carmichael, and that's what it is. He's coming out here to this side with the 2 wide receivers.
There goes Quick, and there goes Haynes. There is Quick. And that's Bill Courier who made the hit.
That's what they're trying to do, but they're ending up with Haynes now in a safety position. They played zone on that one, and they have Kenny Daniel out there in that corner. That's a little tough.
So it's 3rd down now, and obviously the Eagles have picked up that strategy on offense by now to know that Woodruff is going to get Daniel, and Quick is going to get Haynes and some help.
So I would bet that they go towards Daniel on this play, huh?
I would think that's sensible. Here's Jaworski. Giants on an all-out blitz. Flags are thrown before the play ever gets started. They'll have to re-tee it.
Offense, 64. Ball start.
Dean Maraldi, a little anxious. Called him the Donut King a little bit earlier because I don't think we ever finished that story about him trying to gain weight and having to gain weight, and he did it with donuts and pasta.
And he gained 30 pounds. You know, he weighed 257 pounds a year ago, but he only had 6% body fat, and that's really not enough now. He's 292 with 12%. Yeah, I've never had that in my life. Someone say, hey, go gain weight. Oh, would I love that. I'd be gone. Gone.
Third down. Jaworski back, up into the pocket, right into the hands of Woodruff. Kenny Daniel on the coverage. Pass was dropped, and we will see. McFadden. Casey Merrill put the heat on McFadden. 15 out of 17 in field goals. He's got 8 more field goals than he does extra points on the year. And as Marion Campbell said to us yesterday, 15 out of 17, those are Pro Bowl figures. This from just outside the 35, so make it 45 plus. He is 16 out of 18.
And that was his range, and that was his comfort zone.
It was straight, and it got over by about 2 yards. 10-7, the Eagles. John Madden, the Eagles 10, the Giants 7. The Eagles scoring drive, 10 plays, 50 yards. The field goal by McFadden. The kickoff is by McFadden. Frank Cephas was the Giant who watched it sail out of bounds. Don't forget, coming up next on CBS Sports Special, America's Marathon Chicago. A 26.2-mile course that stretches in and around the Loop in downtown Chicago. It's coming up next right here on CBS Sports. Same-day coverage. Won't be seen in all areas, but it should be most interesting.
Yeah, Maraldi probably won't be running in that now that he's 292 pounds and 12% body fat. When he was 6%, maybe you could run in a marathon with that.
You expect to see the end of it today. He won't be running.
No, he has a job to do here, doesn't he? He's out there and trying to block old Leonard Marshall.
From the 30.
You know, but that would be nice. I mean, 257, only 6%. Now, normally, the normal player, they like him in that 12% to 14%. And he was only 6, so that gave him a lot of stuff he could hang around those bones.
Giant offensive lineman handled it, or a linebacker. Joe McLaughlin is the Giant who came down with it and hung on to it. McFadden just decided to bounce it. Giants have all 3 of their timeouts remaining, 13 seconds remaining on the scoreboard clock. Philadelphia leading 10-7.
I'll bet you that McFadden didn't mean to do that. I don't think that was an onside kick. I think he meant to drill it, you know, and get it downfield where it couldn't be handled up there, because all the Giants need now is about a 20, 25-yard play. They can take a shot at a field goal.
Sure changes the complexion of what they might try to do in these last 13 seconds. Sims, Johnson, and they've got exactly what you said. Now they call a timeout, and now we'll see the Sheik.
See it here. They only needed that one play. We see they have triple formation, 3 receivers out to this side. We'll see they all come down, and now they're going to put up. One goes deep, one goes to the corner, and one goes to the inside, and they get the completion there to Bobby Johnson, and that gives them the shot at the field goal.
Here's a guy who's really been having a tough time after such a great rookie year, Ali Haji Sheik. 4 out of 12. This will be from 48 yards. He's been struggling. Rutledge is the holder. He's still struggling. Wide left, plenty of leg. But the sights were bad. So as the half comes to an end, the Eagles go to the locker room with a 10-7 lead over the Giants. Ready to go with the second half. McFadden sends a soaring kickoff to Phil McConkey. McConkey takes it to the outside, is really cut down by the Eagle, Evan Cooper. He used to fly helicopters when he was in the Navy. He just went flying. Halftime stats.
You know, we can see here that both teams doubled in passing their rushing output, and I think that is even going to be more effective this second half. The other big thing there is no turnovers, and that's why the score is 10-7.
Ernest Gray comes wide to the left. Johnson is split wide to the right. From the 40, Sims gets to Butch. Butch has a couple. Try to cut it back up the field. Lawrence Taylor over. No, it's not Lawrence. Leonard Marshall.
Looks like he's going to put a contact lens in or something there. He got a little mirror, you know. Yeah, it is. Look at that.
That's what it is, yeah.
They got mirrors and little cases now for those things. Look, got all that tape. Yeah, you can't do it. You got too much tape there, Lenny. You can't do it.
Used to be water buckets and dippers and things like that. Sims. Zeke Moat was the intended receiver. Bounced it off his hands a couple of times. So it'll be 3rd and long again. Those situations you hate to see come around.
And the Giants, you know, really haven't. In the NFL, of course, there's 28 teams, and of those 28, the Giants are 25th rushing, which means that all year we're at the halfway point. They haven't really rushed very well all year. And I know you have to continue to do it, but their passing has been very effective. And I think in this half, they'll probably go to that more on the 1st and 2nd downs to stay out of this situation.
Out of the shotgun. Eagles apply some pressure, and Sims comes out. At the last minute, he gets rid of the ball to Lionel Manuel, but they were saying that Sims is down. And he was. Dennis Harrison was around his feet. Dangerous move there.
That was, and I think that it looked like he had a wide open, and I think Sims was looking and thinking 1st down, and then Harrison knifed in and got him, and he was kind of shocked, and he said, I got to get rid of this thing. It's 3rd down. I don't want Jennings to punt. He is.
Ruled a sack, and Jennings is back. off a rocket. Hoover fields it and has to step out of bounds at his own 12-yard line, where the Eagles will start deep in their own territory. That's about as good as you can hope for Dave Jennings. A 51-yard punt, no return, so the net is 51. Robert Oliver, one of his wide receivers, the rookie, the #1 draft choice, Kenny Jackson, is out with a shoulder separation and obviously won't be back. Tony Woodruff has replaced him. It's Mike Quick split out wide to the right. Jaworski, let's have a look at first down strategy. Montgomery. The answer to that strategy is given to you by D. Hardison.
You know, I guess Leonard Marshall, who's been starting at that right end, didn't get that contact back in because D. Hardison took an inside move on Maraldi. We can see it right here. He's going to take right on the left of the screen, right behind that goalpost. Watch. He'll knife inside, right in the snap of the ball. Watch, you see him? You see him come? He was reading that. He saw that. He got the inside right down the line and got old Wilbert Montgomery.
He made his own contact. 2nd and 12. 2-yard loss by Montgomery. Woodruff wide left, Quick wide right. Jaworski from his own end zone to John Spagnola, and Spag is nailed by Pete Shaw.
Look at him. They all hit Pete Shaw in the head, and Pete Shaw hits himself in the head. Now, that's one thing Pete Shaw is. He's never been a great cover guy. Here's Leonard Marshall. He's getting a little help now with that old contact, trying to get it back in there. He pulled it back out, I think. That's a heck of a thing. You know, as you say, it used to be a water bucket. Now they got heated benches and mirrors and contacts and all that stuff. But anyway, as I was saying about Pete Shaw, you know, he's never been a great cover guy, but throughout his career in the NFL, he used to play for the Chargers, now with the Giants. He is a hitter.
3rd down at the 15. Hoover. The Eagle first down is out at their own 30. They get some breathing room after a 15-yard completion from Jaworski to Hoover.
Well, we'll see Hoover here. Now, he's on Kenny Daniel. That's what we talked about just before the half. That's probably the guy they'll go to work on. We talk about him. They probably decided, look, in that passing situation, when they have that sub-defense in there, let's get to work, and we'll go to work on Kenny Daniel with Melvin Hoover there. That's okay. Whoever you got out there, they're working on Kenny Daniel probably.
First down at the 30. Flag comes flying as Terry Kennard comes flying and makes the tackle on Montgomery. But the penalty flag is down.
And that's probably the one that's going to be holding. Yep, it is. Probably against the right tackle. Probably against the Eagle right tackle, Leonard Mitchell, because the guy on the side called that
holding.
one.
Number 34. First down.
On Oliver, who was flanked to the right.
Who was the blocker right outside the tackle, the lead blocker, because the holding is usually called by the umpire who's behind the defensive line. When the guy on the side calls it, he's calling someone holding outside.
George Martin checks into the Giant defense. Curtis McGriff comes out. McGriff's had a bad ankle. He's always been good against the run, and Martin's always been the best pass rusher. So we'll see. Still first down. The Eagles backed up now to their own 20, though. Jaworski intended for Spagnola, and Spagnola took a look upfield to see where Pete Shaw was. Remember the last completion?
Yeah, I think, you know, that Pete Shaw hit you, and there's another holding penalty on the Eagle. I'll tell you, when Pete Shaw hits you, that kind of wakes you up. That gets the cobwebs out. The Eagles are going backward at a rapid pace.
Defense holding. Number 74. First down.
74 is Leonard Mitchell. Pretty interesting story. They got him for holding, but he was a defensive player. They changed him to offense, and it was not a very, very popular decision with him.
He was a #1 draft choice, and he comes in, you know, thinking I'm going to be the big defensive lineman. You know, there's something psychological about that. I have never known a player move from defense to offense that ever liked it. They're never happy with it. Although they'll turn into good ones, but they never like being moved from defense to offense.
Jaworski now changes strategy. Gives to Montgomery. Montgomery comes out of the pack. Montgomery, good gain outside the 20, about the 22. 12-yard pickup. Terry Kennard stopped him. And they get back after that gain to where they can alter their thinking, perhaps. It'll be 2nd and 18. They've still got to throw it.
You know, sometimes that's smart. Sometimes you look at that 1st and 30 and you think, I have to get the big one. I have to get it back. But then you have to remember, it's only 1st down. I'm sure that's what Marion Campbell was saying. Look, we don't have to get all 30 yards back on one play. We have 3 downs to do it. Let's take a little here and a little there.
2nd down. Their own 23. Woodruff is cut down short of the 1st down. He tried to make a move and never got it together. Kenny Daniel made the stop, but now they got 14 more.
You know, the interesting thing on that play, it was on Perry Williams again. He's number 23, and he was the guy that Jackson caught the big one on. He was right there, just like he was on the touchdown, but again, just like the touchdown, he didn't make that tackle.
Woodruff, who is steadily progressed, getting better and better. Hoover comes out wide to the right. Montgomery is flanked over on the left. Quick is on the right side. It's to Quick. And they pecked away and got their 1st down. Pete Shaw knocked him out of bounds.
You know, there's a giant down. Hubie Oliver blocked it. I think it could be Carl Banks. But it was one of the best blocks that I have ever seen. I mean, he was coming on a blitz, and he was blocked right there by Hubie Oliver, and that's the result.
It is Banks. The Eagles got their 1st down. They lead 10-7. We're in the 3rd quarter with 9:19. Banks has finally gotten to his feet. The Eagles leading 10-7, as you saw. Banks was picked up on a blitz by Oliver. And when I say picked up, that's not severe enough. He just leveled him.
I'll tell you, I think it was one of the hardest hits by a running back blocking a linebacker that I have ever seen.
I agree with you. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, but all I saw was Banks flying backwards. And he stayed down. Byron Hunt has taken his place. There's Banks.
Hubie Oliver has been known to be one of the best blockers in this league, and he's a guy that will unload on you.
He just illustrated that. 1st down, Eagles. Fake is to Montgomery. Jaworski still has it. Going for the punch. Tony Woodruff, the intended receiver. Perry Williams, that time, right back there with him.
Well, you know, and the ones that they had beaten Williams on earlier had been the inside type of things, not the deep ones. Here Williams had very good coverage. He was just going step with Woodruff on that play. But the way they've had success on Williams had been running that in, catching the ball and running away from him.
Well, as Bill Parcells was saying yesterday, the Rams sent Ron Brown at him 3 times on flies, the Olympic sprinter, and he stayed right with him. He is right with Woodruff that time. But the crossing patterns have been something else. Banks is back in the game. Quick is in motion. 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles. Jaworski up into the pocket. Is hit just as he gets rid of it by George Martin. Intended for Mike Quick, but Martin was around Jaworski's knees when he let it go.
Well, George Martin is going against Leonard Mitchell there. He's coming from Jaworski's right side, so Jaworski can see him. You see, now, right now, he's going to come right inside. Jaworski's going to know now that he can't throw the ball. And Martin's hits him just as he did. You see, Jaworski had to hold that ball for a while, and that was because of good coverage. He didn't have anyone open downfield, and that allowed Martin to get there.
So that'll make it 3rd and 10. Eagles 10, Giants 7. The 101st meeting between these two teams. Casey Merrill. Jerome Sally. 4th sack on Jaworski.
That was the Giants in their 4-man rush on that one. George Martin came from the left side. Casey Merrill came from the right side, and they both got to Jaworski about the same time.
What those defensive linemen love. A meeting at the quarterback. Horan back to kick. Phil McConkey back deep for the Giants. Put the rush on Horan. Fields it at the 35, is out of bounds at the 36. There's another guy who really enjoys what he's doing, Phil McConkey. 34-yard punt, 2-yard return, so the net is 32. 8:34 left, third quarter. Madden at Veterans Stadium, Philadelphia. The Eagles leading the Giants 10-7. And the contact lenses have become a major problem. Leonard Marshall still trying to get them back into his eye.
I wonder how you'd put that in an injury report. You know, like Leonard Marshall, what's wrong with him? Contact lens won't go in eye.
Sims for Ernest Gray. Albert fouls on the coverage. He thinks he has an interception.
The officials are talking about it. You see him in the middle of that group? He's saying it's a good catch.
For Ernest Gray.
We'll be able to see it right here. Here's Ernest Gray. Albert Fowles is covering. He goes to the outside. Now we'll see them both go up for the ball. Watch, the ball is a little high, and they both jump. It wasn't high. It was right in his shoulder pad. That was one of those things that looked like they both caught it about the same time. There's 4. But they do jump up, but there's 4 hands going for the ball. I don't know. They don't have. I don't know if he's inbounds anyway. Was he?
They were still struggling when they went out of bounds. I know that. This is Carpenter. He gets a couple over the left side. Ken Clark, who's really been playing well. The nose tackle made the stop on Carpenter. You can see how he stopped him.
You know, the thing about that last play, I don't know if when Gray came down, when he did have control, if he ever got control, if he's inbounds. Now you see the 4 hands go up, and now his foot's out of bounds. He couldn't. Well, the Giants got a break on that one. I mean, whether Fowles had it or Gray had it, it didn't make any difference. They were still out of bounds, right. All 4 of them. 4 hands, I meant, 4 feet.
We call the league office on that one. Carpenter hit in the backfield by Greg Brown. No gain. It'll be 3rd and long again. For a scoring update, let's go back to Brent Musburger.
Pat, he broke the Lions' rushing record in the first half. Now he's got the Lions back in the game against Minnesota. Billy Sims, 5th touchdown of the season as he barrels in, battles a couple of Vikings. It's now 14-7, back to Pat and John.
It's 10-7 here in Philadelphia. The Eagles hanging to a 3-point lead. Giants 3rd and 9. They're at their own 49, at the Eagle 49, beg your pardon. Sims out of the spread. No flags. Yes, now there is an offside flag. Sims is going to be down, but the Eagles, Greg Brown was offside, I'm sure.
I think Greg Brown encroached, they call it, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, see, now the defensive guy can jump. Now here's Greg Brown. He can jump, but he has to get back. You see, he jumps, he goes to all 4s, but now he doesn't get back. He just stayed there. See, it's all right to come in that zone. You have to go back out of the zone. He jumped in the zone and stayed there.
98, defense, 3rd down.
That'll make it 3rd and 4.
And that's a lot easier to throw on than 3rd and 9.
By the way, the word on Banks is that the block by Oliver caught him in the abdominal area, and he's gone to the locker room. On the coverage, but Johnson shook free. 24 yards and a 1st down, Giants.
I tell you, that was good protection on that one for Sims. They're in the shotgun. Third down right after the penalty. It's a lot easier down to pass protect. It's a lot easier down to get open and throw the ball. And we see Sims. He finds Johnson out here, man-to-man on a safety. You see Ray Ellis is normally the safety. But you get all those receivers in there, he has to play the corner, and that's where they went to work.
Right now they go to work from the Giant 20. The Eagle 20 is Carpenter. Tries to find a hole heading straight ahead. Cut back over the right side. Wes Hopkins came up to make the hit. Dennis Harrison gave some help. Carpenter got about 4. Bill Parcells, Marion Campbell. That signal means I think they're going to put it up.
Watch out for the pass.
I don't think that comes as any surprise news. Gray is left. Johnson is right. Pitch back to Tony Galbraith. Inside the 15. It'll be third down. But right now, let's go back to New York once more. And here's Brent Musburger. Back here at Veterans Stadium, it's 3rd and 3 at the 13. The Giants moving closer. Looking for 3 yards and a first down. Sims back. Pass almost picked off by Wes Hopkins once more. Bob Johnson, the intended receiver. Hopkins batted it away and almost picked it off.
I'm surprised, as you were, on that second down that the Giants didn't pass then, because then you don't have to force it. You know that something has to be open or you come back on third down. But when they went to the run, and they're not a very good running team, now they have to throw on third. Now you have to force, and you come up with a field goal. I thought after first down that they'd probably pass on second and third.
So Ali Haji Sheikh from 31 yards out this time. He has missed earlier. This time he's high and straight and true. And it's 10-10.
I'll tell you, he needed that one.
He sure did. 10-10, third quarter, 5:24 left to play. Phil Sims on the phone. Phone says coaches. They're right up next to us. Either the ball blew off the tee or Haji Sheikh, I'm not sure what happened to this. He just fanned it?
I think he did. I think he fanned it. I think they're going to...
If he hit it, it's the Eagles' ball.
Haji Sheikh is saying things are going bad, but it can't be this bad.
There was no play. The wind merely blew the ball off the tee. Free kick.
Yeah, he never did touch it, but the way he was running, it looked like he did. No, that, as he was starting, he's probably saying, what in the heck can happen to me here? But as he started, the ball did. The wind did take it off, so that just doesn't count. They just kick it over. There's nothing wrong with that.
And he didn't touch it, so it's a re-kick. If he had touched it, it would have been another dismal happening.
Well, you know, he avoided it right at the last second, so it wouldn't be a kick.
Devin Cooper from the 5. Outside to about the 23. Joe McLaughlin down to make the stop. The NBA returns to CBS Sports next Saturday with a game between the Houston Rockets and the Dallas Mavericks. 7 feet tall Hakeem Olajuwon. Rockets' first pick, top pick in last June's NBA draft, joins 7'4" Ralph Sampson on the Houston front line. A lot of people wondering if that's a combination's going to work.
Hell, if they don't make the court bigger, it may not. They may not fit there under the basket, those two guys.
It'll be interesting to watch as the NBA returns to CBS next Saturday. Jaworski back with the score tied now at 10. Throws to Montgomery, can't find the handle. He's wrestling with Gary Reasons. The Eagles have got to get something started on offense. Jaworski today, 11 out of 23, 190 yards, the 1 touchdown, an 83-yarder. To Kenny Jackson, who since has separated his shoulder and will not return. Certainly not today, and I don't know how long he'll be out. Big loss to the Eagles because he was really starting to come on. Quickly split out of your picture now. Woodruff to the left. They're looking for Woodruff. Now they're looking for help. As Casey Merrill is all over Jaworski. That's the 5th sack by the Giants. NFL update time. Let's go back again to Brent Musburger.
Now in this situation, Willie Gault for the Chicago Bears gets an inside position on a rookie cornerback, and Jim McMahon really hums it perfectly, and the Bears are running away from the Buccaneers right now, 27-3. Back to Pat.
Here at Veterans Stadium, it's 10-10. Giants and the Eagles.
That was an interesting thing on that last play. Casey Merrill lined up over the tight end on the left side this time and got the sack.
Looks like it's pretty much up to him wherever he sees a weakness. He can go wherever he chooses. They're showing blitz again, but this time it's just a 3-man rush from Jaworski to Woodruff. He had him. Perry Williams, the defender. Woodruff had gotten the advantage.
I know. Jaworski has to be upset here because there was a big hole in that zone. He sees that seam in there. He sees Woodruff, and he says, geez, you don't get many big holes like that. Because, you know, when you get a big hole in a zone and you have one of your guys in that hole and you find him and throw it to him, you should have a big completion.
And they would have had it. Michael Horan is back to kick from his goal line, left-footed for the Eagles. Line drive to McConkey. He wheels into Eagle territory and deep into Eagle territory. He's down. The Giants will have it. 1st and 10 at the Eagle 32 as Pete Shaw got a good block for Phil McConkey. 38-yard punt, 21-yard return, so they net only 17. 10-10 the score. Yesterday still is. Marion Campbell talking about how important it was to the Eagles. And it still is important. As you look at the Eastern Division standings, boy, this whole thing is locked up. The Eagles win, they'd be at 500. The Giants would be 2. The Cardinals win. The whole thing is like everybody's tied with everybody. Galbraith in motion. They give to Carpenter, and Carpenter's hit by Clark. He got a couple. Mike Reichenbach in to help out on the tackle. Ken Clark, number 71, the nose tackle for the Eagles. Used to be they alternated people at that spot, but now Clark is playing so well they just feel that they've got to leave him in there.
You know, years ago, he used to be the pass rushing nose tackle, and then he became the starting nose tackle, then he became the running nose tackle, and now he's the whole game nose tackle.
And handling the chore very well. Sims on a draw, and nothing doing Greg Brown and Ken Clark. There he is. Joe Morris, the ball carrier.
You know, the interesting thing, Bill Parcells was saying he goes to his left a lot better than to his right. Watch this move. Here he is in the middle screen. Watch which side he goes to. He goes to the left right there, and then he's right in the backfield. You know, so you would think that maybe Kevin Belcher would know that, take a step with that right foot to protect that thing. There's Ken Clark, the old nose tackle.
7 years. That's a long time at that position.
That's like playing 14 years.
As they say, when you get through with a game at that, your earlobes and your eyebrows hurt. Timeout Giants. It'll be 3rd and long as they want to talk it over. Back at the 35, and it would be a difficult field goal shot for anybody, and for a struggling Sheik, it'll really be tough. 10-10 with 3:04 left, 3rd quarter. Well, the Giants have taken their timeout. They've talked it over. It, of course, means they only have 2 remaining now. It's 3rd down, 13 at the Eagle 35. Sims will operate out of a spread. Eagle splits. Regular rush. And Sims comes out. Throw. Incomplete. Lionel Manuel, the intended receiver, and Herman Edwards on the coverage. And here comes number 6. Here's the coverage again.
Watch Herman Edwards there. He was trailing. He gets that left arm in there. That was really illegal. But I'll tell you, he got up there. He made a good move. He got inside, came back to the inside, came back to the outside, and made the hit. Look at that, a lot of love going on in that.
Still love the Sheik. But love can be fickle if you start missing. 52 yards away with Jeff Rutledge holding. Wide left. Plenty of distance, but a penalty marker's down. He may have another shot.
Let's watch it and see if it's roughness here. Again, he missed it the same way he did before the half. He missed it to the left.
Conduct after the kick on number 6. It'll be first down.
It's against the Sheik, the penalty is.
Let's see if we can see what he does here. Oh, that's that new rule. That's not a fake, though. I mean, the Sheik's not that big. They have a new rule in football this year that if the kicker fakes going down, that's a penalty. But doggone, he got a little bump. I mean, the Sheik, in all due respect, the guy's having a tough enough time without saying that you don't go down when you get bumped. He only weighs about 165, 170 pounds.
Watch Anthony Griggs, number 58.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Look, and he's all twisted around there. He's watching the ball. He backs into him. I think that's a pretty good deal there for the Sheik. Watch Marion Campbell there. He wants this thing to miss. Look, he gets, get that left leg up there.
Go left.
Go left. It did go left. I think that's unfair to the Sheik, though. I mean, Christmas, the guy can't get one through the upright. Look, he's showing what happened.
Showing Rutledge.
He's showing. He said the guy backed into me. I was twisted around. I fell down. What's the deal here? That's what's the penalty. When you give officials new rules, doggone it, they're going to call them, and that shouldn't have been a penalty on anyone.
Here's Wilbert Montgomery right at the line of scrimmage hit, and here come the penalty flags. For an NFL update, well, let's hold it a second. If things keep going like they're going for the Sheik, he may be a Duke.
Offense, number 84. Holding. First down.
Holding on the offense. Still first down for the Eagles. They move back to the 40, however.
See what the players do? They all come. There's Cab right there. You see, he grabbed with his left hand. See, it was before that. His initial move, he's saying now he's blocking okay, but it was that first thing. He reached up there and got a handful of cloth.
It'll be first and 20. Eagles from their own 40-yard line. Jaworski will throw on first down if he has time. And he doesn't. Mike Quick, the intended receiver for an NFL update. Let's go back again to Brent Musburger in New York. Skins are tough. It's 10-10. The Redskins will be in New York next week to play the Giants. But right now, it's the Eagles that are concerned on 2nd and 20. They move into Giant territory at the 38-yard line. Mark Haynes made the stop. Enough for an Eagle first down.
Spagnola's going down here. I think right at the end, Lawrence Taylor might have slipped. It was a zone defense. We'll see Jaworski here. You see Taylor start to back up. And now we'll see Taylor going. Oh, he just dove for the ball. And it was a good throw. Spagnola got in the seam of his own. That wasn't a bad deal there. Lawrence Taylor was riding him. Go for the ball. Jaworski put it right where it had to be.
First down, Eagles. The Giant 37. A minute 55 left to play third quarter. The handoff is to Michael Williams, the backup tailback, who weighs 225 pounds. Backing up Montgomery was Leonard Marshall, who finally got the contact lenses all straight and made the tackle.
Yeah, we saw that big play by John Spagnola. He's been having a big year here, and he had the neck problem. We can see he has a thing up there in the neck, and he's also had an ankle problem. What they did is they made this thing here. It's a new ankle thing. You see the top of it comes down and helps his Achilles. The heel, he has a real heel in there. Then he has a hinge that works like an ankle. That was made specifically for him, and they say it's really helped him.
I don't know how he runs, but he certainly can. Here's Jaworski back. Just barely gets rid of it. Spagnola again can't hang on. Leonard Marshall applied the pressure to Jaworski, and they really are having a tough time protecting him.
Here we see you have Marshall coming from the inside, Taylor coming from the outside. And did he put a hit on Jaworski? That has to shake that little flak jacket thing up. Jaworski's getting a little violent down there. You see him give it a little two-hand shiver to Marshall's leg.
Hard to be violent when you're lying on your back.
Yeah, but, you know, two hands, you go, here, take this leg. What was that? I got a little twinge in my knee.
1:07 left to play third quarter. It's 3rd and 8. Hoping for a pass interference call. Didn't get it. It was Mel Hoover, the intended receiver. Back there with him in good coverage was Perry Williams.
You know, that's a tough place to throw the ball. It's the second deep one down there in that left corner. And it looks like the sun is right in that area there. And when a guy comes up to look at it, you may be able to get the sun. You can see here, they have it both sides, but down in that left corner, it looks like you're looking back into the sun when you see the quarterback.
Here comes a 52-yard field goal attempt by McFadden. That might be just a little bit out of his range. That's going to be far enough. Wide right. It's still 10-10 between the Giants and the Eagles in the third quarter with 57 seconds left. Let's check out some of the other scores around the NFL. Minnesota with Detroit showing you a comeback. Leads still 14-10. The Vikings do. Seattle 27, Green Bay 17. Miami 30, New England 17. And Denver 30. Whoa, Buffalo nothing. Sims back to throw. They're going to work on first down. It's intended for Byron Williams. Incomplete. Herman Edwards back there with him. Butch Woolfolk, number 25 for the Giants, had an injured hand in the first half, and then he injured his shoulder in the second half, and there he is, back in, well, almost in civilian clothes, street clothes, but certainly out of the picture as far as playing again. Banks, the number 1 draft choice, who was injured, is back on the sideline. 2nd and 10. Now it becomes more difficult to throw. But Sims is going to try. Prince out with blockers in front. Now he's going to keep going. Cut down by Joel Williams. He only got about 3 yards, and we'll take you back once again to Brent Musburger in our studios in New York for an NFL update.
Pat, the Cardinals have just jumped back on this beautiful pass by Neil Lomax. He's got his tight end, Doug Marsh. Look at it. Right on the money. 19 yards now. It's a 4-point Washington lead, 21-17. Back to Pat.
Here at Veterans Stadium, it's 10-10. All that action in the NFC East. It's some division this year. And of course, the Cowboys play later on against New Orleans. But a lot of things, a lot of numbers can change. Here's Sims in the pocket, throwing complete. Ernest Gray gets him to Eagle ground. Edwards and Hopkins knocked him out of bounds, but Ernest Gray and Phil Sims hook up for a Giant first down.
Ernest Gray is going to start up and then come out here to the left here, right here. Somehow he ended up on the safety, Wes Hopkins. And, of course, Hopkins isn't really a cover guy. He's another one of those hitters, and you can get a mismatch when you put a guy like Ernest Gray against a safety hit guy like Hopkins.
And ideally, of course, that's what you look for. This will be the last play of the third quarter, and Clark gets Carpenter before he gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. New York Giants 10, the Philadelphia Eagles 10. And we now pause for a word from your local station. John Madden, Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, where we begin the fourth quarter with the score tied at 10. Giants have the ball, 2nd and 10 at the Eagles 46. Galbraith in motion. Sims back to throw. Has time to Galbraith. Short of the first down, but about the 40-yard line. Jody Schultz came over to make the hit that made the stop. Knocked Galbraith down.
I think that's a good time to throw the ball. We see Galbraith, he comes in motion out here, then he's just going to come up and run a short little out. The Eagles are playing zone, see, and that's why there's no one there. They get there, and then the linebacker comes. Let's watch a blocking on the nose tackle. He'll go to his left. You see, that's his best side. He takes that right shoulder of the center, then blocks. But look at all the guys that hit a nose tackle. I mean, the center takes him, the guard comes, boom, boom. That's how they get the eyebrows hurt you're talking about.
Here's Sims back to throw again. Batted away at the last second. What a play by Anthony Griggs. Great timing. Great timing by Griggs. Galbraith again was the intended receiver, but number 58 made some play.
Let's see if we can see it here. Now, this is what a zone is. You see, it's not man-to-man. You just play your area. You watch your quarterback. When he throws the ball, you converge on it. And Griggs converged about 7 yards, I think, while the ball was in the air on that one. That was good converging.
Close on the ball was the coach's term, isn't that it?
Yeah, right. But, you know, in some way you say converging, good converging. Nice convergence.
Evan Cooper is back deep. Dave Jennings. He's been known to take off with it. They got back. Jennings hangs it high. Fair catch by Cooper with Giants eyeball to eyeball with him.
Lawrence Taylor again is still on the coverage. Watch him. That's what Bill Parcells says. We have to improve this coverage. This is a pretty good way to do it. Look at him. He's right down there on Cooper. That's the eyeball to eyeball.
He was closing, converging. 10-10 the score. We're in the fourth quarter. 14:06 left to play. Look how even the stats are like the score is.
You know, the other reason, I think a lot of times you get higher scores when you have turnovers. And, of course, conversely, with no turnovers, all the scores have to be earned scores.
I can't remember that we've ever done a game with no turnovers.
Good thought.
First down. Oliver by Marshall. And Lawrence Taylor. No game.
Old Marshall probably got those contacts in now, or maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just playing an area. You know, the ball starts away, and then what you teach your right end, he's what you call anchor. He's anchoring. He's waiting back there for the ball to come back to him.
Lawrence Taylor today. 5 tackles, no sacks. That's something they were worried about. But he's sure done a lot of other things. 2nd and 10. Orski retreats. Good thing he did. Oliver breaks a couple of tackles. Hubert Oliver. Great effort. Super effort. Shaw and Kennard, but he tiptoed over and comes very close to getting an Eagle first down.
Did you see the start of that play, though, and the way those guys are coming at Jaworski? Them guys are fighting, spinning, scrapping. He has to stay there, find someone. He says, here's Oliver right there. Oliver gets a block from Mike Quick there. I think that's the one that got him a little time. Oliver even jumped over a guy. Not bad for a big blocking fullback.
Haynes tried to put the roll block tackle on Oliver, and he just jumped over that one. They'll move him. That's a first down.
Well, I think UB Oliver's the type of guy you don't want to hit high if you're a Mark Haynes, and if you looked and remembered what Oliver did earlier to Carl Banks, you may say, hey, if that guy comes around to me, I'm going to hit him below the knees. But you let him have a first down. I don't know. Do you think they think like that? I don't know. That's a lot of thinking.
I think all that stuff has to be done by instinct.
Make you say, oh, heck, here he comes.
Here's Montgomery. No place to go. And no gain. Jim Burt and Curtis McGriff put the squelch on that one.
You know, with these offenses here, I'm not sure if we're really watching real great defense or offenses that have a difficult time being consistent because they can't run, and I think that's what it is. Neither one of these teams are rushing the ball well this year.
Well, they keep getting into that situation like now, 2nd and 8 or 3rd and 9. And then you look at the nickel package. You look at the extra defensive backs and the pass rushing experts. Jaworski in a throwing situation right now. He's got to. And does. Spagnuolo reasons almost had the game's first turnover and almost had a Giant touchdown.
Look at him. He's saying right there, look, he hit me right there in the left hand. See it?
The worst rushing offenses, and that just amplifies your point, John. Houston's the worst, Philadelphia next worst, then Cleveland, then the Giants. And here's what they've done today. Everybody, every head coach in the league, without exception, will tell you when you ask them, what do you think we have to do? We got to be able to run it. Quick is the man in motion. Jaworski is the man in the pocket. He's the man in trouble. Mel Hoover, the intended receiver, and Perry Williams again right with him.
Let's watch Casey Merrill. Now he's going to stay out here at the right end. We see Maraldi come to the outside. Get him stopped. Get that left arm up in there. Then get contact. Just keep driving. And Merrill is one of those guys who really puts a sighter in on that quarterback and just keeps going and leaning and everything to get there.
Conkey is back deep for the Giants. Horan back to the punt for the Eagles. This time he gets pretty good foot into it. Conkey retreats to his own 25. Out of bounds. 51-yard punt and a 10-yard net. 10-yard return, a 41-yard net. 10-10 the score. 10-10 the score. 12 minutes, 8 seconds left to play in the football game. Giants have the ball their own 35. Sims on first down. Retreats, throws the screen pass to Tony Galbraith. Cuts back inside, misses, shakes out of Clark's grasp, and gets about 3 more yards. Byron Darby put him down. There is that Polaroid camera we were talking about, John.
Right, and those are the Giant coaches in the box. Now, on every play, they'll take a picture. Now, here's one of the Polaroids from the first half. And we see there the Eagles on offense, the Giants on defense. Now, that's a still picture. Now, they write over that. You know, they say, we can get this. This is what they're doing.
And we come back live. It looks like their edition of our chalkboard as Carpenter was the ball carrier. Anthony Griggs made the stop. It's shy of a first down. It'll make it about 3rd and 1 as Clark is getting up slowly.
Well, that's the thing. You know, they can take those things and then they can look at them at halftime, show them to the players, then they can diagram plays on them. You know, this is how they're playing. This is what we want to do when we do that and they do that.
Right now it's 3rd and 1. With the clock running, less than 11 minutes left to play now. 3rd and short. Morris. Can't tell if that's Galbraith. This is Carpenter trying for the first down, and I don't think he got that one. That's a right foot, left foot again. But I think that one's going to go left foot.
That is even maybe too far away to be a left foot. I think Ken Clark, number 71, the nose tackle, he got penetration down in there. Now watch him. Now watch the middle of the thing. You can't let anyone get in your backfield. You see Clark did it, and then the linebacker was able to come in behind him because he created that move, and that hole in the gap for the linebacker was Anthony Griggs.
Griggs, right, and Clark did some job, didn't he?
Well, he really did. He took the offensive guy who's supposed to drive him back, and he drove him back, and then gave a hole for the linebacker to make the tackle.
James back to kick, and Evan Cooper back deep for the Eagles. No fair catch this time. But Cooper is swarmed on by Pete Shaw. And another Giant. Shaw was one of the first down there. Larry Flowers was the other. 35 yards net on the punt. It's 10-10. The Eagles take over with 10:03 left to play in the game. Look at the punt coverage and look who's there first.
Right here. Here's Lawrence Taylor, first guy down here. He'll be the guy making the tackle. But we'll see the other guy on it is Pete Shaw. The Giants were concerned about their punt coverage. Watch 44 in there. Pete Shaw, 2 defensive starters are now on the coverage teams. And you usually don't see that. Usually starters are not on coverage teams, either punt coverage or kickoff coverage. But if you have to get better, sometimes you have to put better guys in there.
Put your good athletes. That's what Bill Parcells said he was going to do, and that's what he did. Jaworski throws low. Tony Woodruff was the intended receiver. Don't forget, after the game, or later today, I should say, tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, Campaign 84, the presidential debate, the Jeffersons and Trapper John M.D. And on 60 Minutes, it will be the debut of Diane Sawyer. That's all coming up tonight on CBS. Right now on CBS, it's 2nd and 10. Wilbert Montgomery this time is lined up as a wide receiver to the right. Jaworski had some time, lost his time, threw in the direction of Mike Quick and can't come up with it. Terry Kennard, the defender. Jaworski is now 2 out of his last 13. There's Kennard. Here is an update on some of the other scores. Seattle 27, Green Bay 24, fourth quarter. Miami 30, New England 24, fourth quarter. The Dolphins being challenged. Washington 24, St. Louis 17, and they're in the fourth quarter now. The NFC East is something. Pittsburgh 13, Indianapolis 3. 3rd down and 10 here now for Jaworski and his Eagle offensive unit. They haven't been able to move it in the second half. Oliver stays on his feet. Stepped out of bounds short of the first down. A good effort, but out of bounds.
You know, that's been one of the problems with the Eagles as we watch it here. They're 3rd and 10. On 3rd down today, they've averaged 9.1 yards to go, which means that the Giants have been playing good defense on 1st and 2nd down, or the Eagles haven't done anything on 1st and 2nd down. And we saw there, Oliver just stepped out of bounds.
Good kick by Horan. McConkey back at his own 12. Steps away from one of the Eagles. Now is hit, and there goes a flag down on the far side of the field. Anthony Griggs. The Eagles doing the same thing the Giants doing, putting their good athletes on special teams. 60-yard punt. That time by Horan.
That'll be that blocking from behind above the waist that we see all the time. The special.
The weekly special.
The weekly special.
Number 34. Illegal block above the waist in the back. It'll be 1st down.
Next Saturday on CBS Sports, college football. You'll see 8th-ranked Ohio State with their Heisman Trophy candidate Keith Byers take on Wisconsin in Big Ten action. Next Saturday at 12 Eastern, right here on CBS Sports. That guy Byers, you'll see on the top of the draft list year after next. From their own 9 with Phil Simms throwing in the direction of Rob Carpenter and finding Rob Carpenter for a 1st down. Giants. Anthony Griggs again on the stop, an 18-yard gain, a Giant 1st down.
I think the Giants are finding out against this Philadelphia zone defense, the place to hit it is in the inside. You know, and now they get Carpenter. You see, he stopped. He faked like he was going to block. Then he ran a delay pattern right up the middle, let the zone develop, and come in underneath it.
One of the quotes before the game today was, "This is like a playoff game," and it's 10-10 and important for Galbraith. Let's see what's happening elsewhere and send you back for an NFL update to Brent Musburger in New York.
The Redskins had just kicked a field goal. They led 24-17. The Cardinals got the kickoff. Neil Lomax pulls out. Roy Green runs the post, and he's open. And here it comes, 83 yards. The Cardinals are back in business. And then, Pat, they missed the extra point. They hit the left upright. It's 24-23 Redskins. Back to Pat.
Poor old kickers always get the blame.
I tell you, they're having a bad day. They have a chance to tie it up, hit a thing. Haji Sheik gets a 15-yard penalty here. Bad day for kickers.
Here comes the reverse. Or was supposed to be to Lionel Manuel. And Eagles tore it apart. Jody Schultz, number 53.
That's what you always teach the outside guy. You say, look, if they go away, now watch 53. If they go away, you have to maintain leverage. Don't chase from behind. Always stay in the backfield and get as deep as the deepest. That's one of the, if you don't know what else to do, you just like Jody Schultz, you say, get as deep as the deepest. The ball goes away, as deepest, you always have contained.
3rd and 18. Giants from their own 20. Phil Simms out of the spread formation. Eagles with the heat on. Simms loses the ball. Eagles had a chance, and they got it. Jerry Robinson came up with the ball. Greg Brown made the sack. The first turnover of the game.
Shot, fans going wild. So watch it. It comes from Simms' backside, his left side, the right of the screen. He's in the shotgun. Now look, he turns, he's looking downfield. It's going to come from his left shoulder, right there. See, here comes Greg Brown. Simms didn't see him, nor did he feel him. He was still looking downfield. The ball hit, boom, popped out. Jerry Robinson on it.
That right there is a good illustration as to why all of your great pass rushers, or most of them, I should say, have been defensive right ends because the quarterbacks can't see him. They give to Oliver, and he lunges down to the 5. That'll make it 2nd and goal. George Martin on the bottom of the pile. Excuse me, John.
Excuse me, Pat. I was just going to say, and that's the same reason that you see those quarterback fumbles, and it's usually when they get hit from that left side, their left side or back side. And that's why you always want to put your best pass protector at left tackle. Larry Campbell saying, geez, thank goodness for Greg Brown. We found him in a construction. He was doing construction in Washington, D.C., out of football.
He was in a different kind of hard hat. Now they're glad he's in this hard hat. Here's Montgomery swinging right. Nothing doing. Gary Reasons made the hit. Last week against Atlanta, they made a crucial, critical goal line stand. The Giants did. It's 3rd down from the 6, and now Jaworski's got to throw.
Well, Atlanta went for it on 4th down, and I'm sure that the Eagles won't. The Eagles are having the same problem right here that they've had all day, is that they can't get anything going on 1st down or 2nd down, and they get in 3rd and long all the time. Now here they're 3rd and goal. As you say, they'll probably pass, not force anything. No, they have the field goal.
6.5 minutes left to play. It's 3rd and goal from the 6. Casey Merrill and the pass rush crew is in there. Too much time. They let the clock run out. That's one that they didn't mean to do.
Number 7.
That's a tough one. They call it against Jaworski, but they just couldn't get things set.
Well, you know, that's what you get, when you're calling plays from the sideline. By the time the play gets into the quarterback calls it, gets up, gets in the shotgun. That 30 seconds will just run out on you, especially after a run.
Now the same situation exists. Just don't force it. That is, if you're an Eagle. Touchdown. Mel Hoover. good throw, and it's a good catch. But the key to this is pass protection.
Pass protection, no blitz by the Giants, and Hoover just stayed right on that end line.
McFadden for the extra point. 17-10 Philadelphia. 6:13 left to play. The Eagles take the lead over the Giants. 17-10. Jaworski to Hoover. Fourth quarter. Eagles have the lead. 17-10.
Let's watch the touchdown again. Now watch Jaworski. He's going to look to his right. Look, he looks to his right. Nothing there. Nothing. Turns back. Looks to the left. Finds Hoover waiting right on the back line. Look, the ball is darn near tipped by Lawrence Taylor. Hoover just sits there, wide open, takes a touchdown. You don't think coaches can get excited? Even though they are old defensive tackles, they don't jump as high as they used to.
The Swamp Fox, Marion Campbell. McConkey is going to bring it out of the end zone. Or try to, and he goes up to the sideline. Is knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. The Giants will take over there. Plenty of time. 6:03 left.
Let's watch the other thing in the rush. Now, what the Giants only have a 3-man rush, and what they're able to do is take the ends out, take these guys to the outside, block the nose tackle here. Now Jaworski has this whole thing to look and time to throw. But watch, it's only a 3-man rush. I was surprised it wasn't 4 or a blitz. They ride the ends to the outside, see? Now Jaworski can step up because they have the nose tackle double on the line of scrimmage.
First down, Giants. Sims goes right to work on first down. Pass deflected. Intended for Lionel Manuel. Ray Ellis is the man who got the hand on it and knocked it away, and Schultz was there to help out.
I'll tell you, it looked like Greg Brown was there again, working on the other side. Again, Sims's backside, working against William Roberts. But watch him now. Sims, hey, you see that? Just as he's throwing the ball again, there was big Greg Brown.
Like you said earlier, that's one of the things that's really improved the Eagles. They're getting a better pass rush, and they're getting it from a 3-man front. Not much blitzing. Sims back. This time he has time. But he can't find Carpenter, who was the intended receiver.
I think that had to be a fouled-up pattern, Pat, because Lionel Manuel was in that same area. And that's one thing. You see the two Giants here, the two white jerseys, and Sims, you don't know which guy he was throwing to because they're both there going for the ball. Now, that had to be a mistake. Either Carpenter shouldn't have been in there or Manuel shouldn't have been in there.
Lawrence Taylor over on the sideline. You know, John, one of the most tiring things in football is rushing the passer. You don't realize how much that takes out of you.
No, because it's not just rushing that 10 yards to get him, but it's having to go through a guy who weighs 290 pounds before you get there.
They're going to have to do it again. The Eagles with a 4-man front this time. Manuel, first down, Giants. Elbert fouls. Made the stop, but the Giants get some breathing room and some breathing time.
You know, Manuel ended up in the same place he did on the play before, but this time the good news is that Carpenter wasn't in there. So he was just working against fouls, and he got the completion for the first down.
The rookie wide receiver from Pacific. And in time, as John Madden said, he might be the best of the lot. First and 10 Giants, their own 46. 5:12 left to play. Mulity picked off. This is Ray Ellis. Ellis gets the ball back for the Eagles. Sims throws the interception. Ellis makes the big play.
The most dangerous pass in football, the tight end deep down the middle when there's a safety sitting in there. Now watch, we'll see it. Mulity is going to come deep. There's a play pass. Mulity's going to go deep in the middle, right there. But the safety is sitting behind there. That was Ray Ellis. The linebacker was running with or riding Mulity, and the safety was just sitting there watching it. And Sims knows it, because when you throw that one, the first thing you have to do is go to defense.
So the Eagles give the ball to Montgomery, and Montgomery into Giant territory before Terry Kennard can stop him. The Eagles trying to get to 400. And, of course, if they win, they'll be tied with the Giants. And perhaps with the Cardinals if the Redskins win that game.
Well, and the reason that Bill Parcells thought this was such a big game is the next 2 weeks, the Giants are playing the Redskins and the Cowboys, and he thought a win here may give him the momentum to get both of those games, or at least one of them.
Mike Quick is split wide out to the left. Woodruff is on the other side. The give is to Montgomery. Nope. Harry Carson on the bottom of the pile as a fracas begins to develop and is settled quickly. John Spagnola, Lawrence Taylor in a moment of dislike.
Look, Taylor's still going. Watch what happens here. Here's Spagnola, and he's blocking there on Taylor. He just keeps riding him. Then he grabs a little jersey there, and Taylor pushes him off. Then he comes after him again in the head. Look, that's a little thing. Spagnola grabs the jersey, right hand by Taylor. Like a boxing thing, like Marvelous Marvin Hagler and Mustafa Hamsho.
They almost went more than 12 rounds, didn't they?
More than 3.
Third down and 3. Eagles at the Giant 47. Jaworski. Woodruff. Enough for a first down. Kenny Daniel on the tackle, but the Eagles get their first down. Keep that clock going with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left to play.
And the fans know that that was a big first down because, as you say, with 3 minutes to go, had they had to punt there, that would have given the Giants plenty of time. But now they get to run off a lot more off the clock. They'll be able to get it down into the 1 minute area just because of that first down.
Don't forget that the Giants used one of their timeouts earlier. So they only have 2. The Eagles have the first down at the Giant 41. Lead by 7. Jaworski again gives to Montgomery. He's trying to get to the outside, cuts back. Inside Pete Shaw. Gary Reason's out to make sure that he stays down.
Now the Giants are going to want to take a timeout here, I'm sure, because they only have 2, but they'll pick up a third with the 2-minute timeout.
So they take that timeout as Harry Carson, their defensive captain, comes over to the sideline to see what exactly the coaches would like to do in this situation. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the Giant 38. The Eagles have the ball when we come back. It's been a very physical game. Exactly what we expected. Next Sunday on CBS, the NFL Today, with a profile of Jeff Kemp. Will his Cinderella season continue? My guess is that it will. Check your local listings for the game or games in your area, but Jeff Kemp has done some job for the Los Angeles Rams. St. Louis against Philadelphia. Atlanta, Pittsburgh. 12:30 Eastern Time, and John Madden and I will be in New York for that game. The Redskins against the Giants.
You know, last week when we had the Redskins against the Cowboys, I think that was the best game that I've ever seen the Redskins play. They were better last week than I'd seen them in 3 years.
They didn't look like anyone could stop them last week.
No, and then you hear what the Cardinals are doing. They almost had a chance to be tied with them, but an extra point hit a goalpost.
We'll keep you up to date on what's happening in that game. 2nd and 7 right here from the 38 with 2.5 minutes left to play. Give is to Oliver. Oliver nudges it down to about the 35. Lawrence Taylor on the bottom of the pile.
Sure, the Giants will take another timeout right here. Yeah, and stop the clock. Then if they stop them here, then they get an extra timeout because they'll get a change of possession timeout if it doesn't coincide with the 2-minute warning timeout.
So then you got to sort of be lucky in that situation. We've seen that happen a few times.
Yeah, and then you hope that your guys like Ernest Gray and Lionel Manuel and Bobby Johnson and those guys can get open and get something for you.
Don't forget that as soon as we're through here, that's coming up next, the NFL Today, the postgame show. with scores and highlights of what's happening around the NFL, and from this game and from the indication we get from the other scores around the league, they'll have a lot of highlights and a lot of scores. This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League is prohibited.
That was the offensive coordinator of the Eagles who was talking to Ron Jaworski and John Spagnola. That's Ted Marchibroda, remember, the ex-Baltimore Colt head coach.
Ex-teammate of mine.
I wouldn't be surprised. I said he was talking to both Ron Jaworski and John Spagnola. I wouldn't be surprised if this ball goes somewhere towards Spagnola.
Well, Hoover is out wide to the left. Quick is in the slot. Woodruff is wide to the right. Jaworski out of the shotgun. Flag is on the turf. Here's Quick. Bounces away from Terry Kennard's helmet. At the last second, Quick almost had an Eagle touchdown, but I think there's going to be a penalty.
It's against the Eagles. It would have been hard to throw it to Spagnola because he wasn't in there. The Eagles had all their wide receivers in here, but watch Kennard. He knows that he has to catch up, so he doesn't have time to look for the ball until it's already hit him in the head. He's just trying to catch up with the receiver.
First down.
Against the Giants, Casey Merrill.
The official reversed it. He pointed first against the Eagles, and he said no, it was against the white team. So that's a big break for the Eagles and a tough break for the Giants.
All those timeouts they called went for naught. Timeout is against. Time is against the Giants now. Timeouts have been gone. Here's Montgomery. He gets about 3. Byron Hunt on the stop. That'll make it second down as Marion Campbell, the head coach of the Eagles, and Bill Parcells look on. Right now, there's not much to wonder about and not too much to look at. We get the 2-minute warning with the Eagles leading the Giants 17-10 in this year's rematch between the two. The Giants won the first one. Back at Veterans Stadium, Pat Summerall and John Madden, the timeout situation. Philadelphia has all of theirs left. The Giants have none of theirs left. And the Eagles lead 17-10. They have it 2nd and 6 on the Giant 27. Phil Simms, who had such a hot day, a great day, opening day up at Giant Stadium. But today the Eagles have shut things down pretty well. It's 17-10 in favor of Philadelphia. Montgomery, and there goes the familiar flag.
Well, that'll stop a clock, and that has to be holding against the Eagles. Yeah, we're seeing more and more of that also this year, holding on the running plays.
Offense, holding, 65. You'll should be second down.
That's Mark Dennard. He's the center in there. See, he was waving his arms. That means I don't know what they're calling me for. You know when you put both hands out, I don't know what's going on. What's the deal here? I didn't hold anyone.
Why me?
Yeah, look, he's still telling that umpire that.
The Eagles got him from Miami, and he has been everything they expected and wanted. He's played well. It's the 5th holding penalty against the Eagles. So that'll make it 2nd and 16 with 1:56 left to play. Here's Montgomery again, trying the right side and trying in vain because there's nothing there. Jim Burton out to make this stop.
You know what the Eagles are thinking of is just 2 things. I don't know that they're even thinking of making yardage now, but 1, keep the ball in the ground. 2, don't fumble. 3, don't go out of bounds. Stay in bounds, whatever.
It's 3rd down now and 16 on their own. Their Giant 37, not their own. The Eagles ready to go. shotgun. Woodruff. Jaworski's third touchdown pass of the day.
The Eagles were in shotgun. Mark Haynes is man-to-man on Woodruff. The Giants come on a blitz. Woodruff gets the inside away from him. Jaworski sees it, hits him right there. He gets inside of Haynes, and there's no one there to the goal line because the Giants were in an all-out blitz.
McFadden for the extra point, and the Eagles move out 24-10 over the Giants with 1 minute and 4 seconds left to play.
That's what just the Giants had to get the ball back. So they're on an all-out blitz. Look, bring safeties, bring linebackers, bring linemen, bring everyone. Get there. That's the good news. Flowers got there very close. The bad news is your corner has to play man-to-man all by himself. Watch him. They got safeties coming, corners, linemen, the whole deal. That's the good news, but watch right here what happens. He gets inside of Haynes. Haynes has no help. There's no other defensive players in the secondary because they're all in the Eagle backfield. Tough job for a corner.
Tony Woodruff from Fresno State, developing, and he's going to have to develop now with Jackson down with a separated shoulder. The Eagles now with that comfortable 24-10 lead. Marion Campbell has to be very happy with today.
Well, he has to be very happy because this would give them their third straight win. They started off 1-4. Everyone's down on the Eagles. You know, tough on Marion Campbell, but then he's come back, won the last 3, and now they're 4-4. That's not bad after a 1-4 start. He even has a little smile in that gum there.
It's the first time the Eagles have won 3 in a row since 1981. And of course, the first time under his tenure that they've won 3 in a row. McFadden's kickoff is taken by McConkey. Cut down at the 25. Executive producer of the NFL on CBS is Terry O'Neill. Senior producer, Charles Milton III. Bob Stinner produced this game. Sandy Grossman directed it. Joan Vetrano, the associate producer. Carl Prince, our field technical manager, and the broadcast associates, Lance Barrow and Sonia Dunn. And again, as we always say, thank you to all of you because you make our jobs like a walk in the park. Sims down the middle, intended for Bobby Johnson. The futility was written all over that one. 53 seconds left to play.
Futility, and he doesn't look like he really has it hard in it now. You know, he was there on the sideline, I'm sure, thinking they had to get the ball back. They wanted to get the ball back, but they didn't want to get it back because the Eagles scored a touchdown.
First final score. Detroit comes back to beat Minnesota 16-14 on a 41-yard field goal by Eddie Murray with 53 seconds left to play. Sims looking downfield again. Bobby Johnson pass complete. Ray Ellis on the stop, 15-yard gain. Turnovers, we said we've never done a game that had no turnovers, and there are the 2.
And right after that, we see a fumble and an interception, and that's one part of the news, but the other part is after the Giants had that miscue, what the Eagles did with it, that was 14 points were the miscue.
Turnovers. It happens every year. Here's Sims up in the pocket. He's hit from behind at the last minute. Harvey Armstrong came in to make that sack, almost near sack. A dejected Lawrence Taylor over on the sideline. He had his usual active day, and Marion Campbell down in the coach's crouch again. Sims is down. 5 sacks by the Eagles. The Miami Dolphins are still undefeated. 8-0 as they beat New England today, 44-24. Pete Johnson had a big day, and as you would expect, Dan Marino had a big day.
Well, I'll tell you, Sims is still getting killed from that backside, that offside. He's finally saying something to his tackle, William Roberts. I'll tell you, that has to hurt. I mean, that starts getting your attention pretty soon. Watch this. Watch just as he unloads. Look at that. It's that backside. It's that same side. It's the same thing that caused the fumble that gave the Eagles the tie-breaking touchdown.
4th down now for the Giants. The Eagles leading 24-10, and time running out. 22 seconds remaining.
You know, one thing a quarterback can't do is he can't worry about that. He just has to believe that it's going to get blocked, because if he starts looking to his left and looking at the pass rusher, he will never complete a pass.
That's one of the things that the Giants have done extremely well. Sims has time to Galvin. He's out at about the 44. That should do it. And the Eagles should even their record at 4-4. And the Giants will also be 4-4. And we'll just keep watching that scoreboard. It's the Eagles 24, the Giants 10. That's the final score. Now, let's take you back to the NFL Today at Brent Buck.